All right, we're recording.
Good.
Now you can pretend you're breaking up.
I'm not saying anything. I'm going to listen to Allison.
Well, I'm just packing for my workshop, and that ends up taking a lot of time. And I mean, there's a studio that I'll be teaching in. So if I forget anything, they'll have it. But it's still a lot of little tedious details, and and also bringing some of my work and the packaging for that and all of that. So. And then all of the supporting materials, and then I have to label everything for the TSA, basically. So I put teaching supplies on all the boxes, and I usually put some other information about my workshop in with it, because I'm sure they'll go through it. But I have to bring certain things on the plane, like the kits, because it's all sterling silver. And so anyway, that's what I'm doing now, and repairing an earring also. But I've had a lot of fun. What?
Are you bringing tools?
Yeah, but basic hand tools, nothing major.
No, I wonder if they'll let you.
Yeah, I check the tools in my bag. Yeah. But it's the silver that I bring on, the kits I bring on the plane, because it's sterling silver. And then all my samples are sterling silver, so I bring that on. And the actual jewelry that I bring, because students, they like to see my work, and some are interested in buying it. And so sometimes they stop me, sometimes they don't. In Florida, that anytime I've taught there, that's when I get stopped coming home, like leaving Florida. So I'm just prepared for it, with everything documented and all that. So and again, any tools are checked in my bag anyway. So and then I can't find my favorite hand wipes. It's my first time flying, and so these individually wrapped hand wipes, none of the CVSs have them. And so
Amazon.
I'm just gonna this is a CVS brand, and there's no scent to them, and they're anyway.
Try Amazon. CVS probably has a store.
Okay, I will actually. But I have a spray, like an alcohol spray. So anyway, I'm feeling a bit paranoid about all that, but I will just be careful. Hey, Oscar.
Hey, Allison, how you?
Well, Oscar and I are down here. If you get in trouble in the airport, we'll come and bail you out.
Okay.
Break you.
That will be very bailing you out. Don't expect me.
No, break you out, not bail you out.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, are they going to confiscate my Mother Jones magazines?
Probably.
I have to go to the bathroom. Who wants to go with me? Get a word out of that. Wow. Hey, loosen up, people. Good joke here.
Don't people.
Yeah, my mother.
Allison, I don't know if they allow radicals to come into Florida anymore.
Well,
there's the camera.
I look normal, so. But I'm flying into Tampa, so I think it should be okay, from what I hear.
Yeah, as long as you don't have Ron DeSantis waiting for you at the airport.
Right.
No, Tampa's fine.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the sunglasses?
So
what?
So Barry,
look.
He said, what's with the sunglasses? Where are you, Barry?
I'm in Fort Myers.
Okay, so that's south on the west side, is that correct?
South of Sarasota.
Okay.
North of Naples.
All right. And what's the weather
Closer
like there?
to Naples. Wonderful.
So do you need a jacket?
Today.
Oh, okay.
Jacket? What's a jacket?
Bathing suit weather.
At night, it was a little cold at night.
Oh, well, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's snowing
about 80
here.
today.
Okay. Well, I don't think I need to bring
Really.
my down jacket. I think I could leave that at home.
I have an electric one on.
What kind of
Electric
jacket?
jacket.
There it is.
No, I mean, Allison, what kind of jacket would you be bringing?
Oh, kind of like something like a shell, something I'd go hiking in maybe, which will be
It's a
fine.
little, it might be a little colder at night. It was kind of
Okay.
chilly last night. It was 45. I looked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna bring a thin black sweater also, so it's kind of a, in case it's colder. So I have layers. I don't want to bring a heavier jacket than that. Because that's the other thing. Like I plan on eating outside. I don't want to eat inside a restaurant. And if I got sick, I wouldn't be able to teach, and then I wouldn't get paid and all of that.
I never got
So
sick.
good.
I don't wear anything and get sick.
Pardon?
I have not worn a mask or anything for, I don't know, since I can remember. I don't get sick. I haven't
All
gotten
right.
sick.
I know a lot of people have been getting sick lately, just in general. So
Well, well, that's where you live. Where do you
no,
live?
not here. Not here.
California?
Not not here. No, I'm in Santa Fe. The rates are very low
Santa
right
Fe.
now.
Hey,
But
I know somebody that got sick at the garage sale art fair last year, got
oh,
COVID, and she still has it.
really? See,
Yeah.
that's what's so scary. That long COVID freaks me out. So just gonna be careful, extra careful. It would be a shame not to be able to teach, to go all that way. And
Yeah, remember the days of the quarantine?
oh yes. I was so grateful. I went from my tiny apartment to my studio to the farmer's market, and I was so grateful to be able to go to the farmer's market. It was just wonderful.
I've been doing salads from Whole Foods, Whole Foods. Had to
Mhm.
think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, Court.
What's up?
Hi, Court.
How are things in Santa Fe?
Hmm? What?
How are things in Santa Fe?
It's snowing. It was 60 degrees. Yesterday was gorgeous. And by 2, it started raining and then snowing, and schools were canceled today. And it's snowing now. So,
This.
We're supposed to get that tomorrow.
oh,
We have that in our mountains here. The rest
Uh-huh.
of us are cold and under a frost warning.
and where are you?
San Diego.
You're getting a frost warning? Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that happens.
It's supposed to be a maximum of 57, I think, today, with a low of 41 for where I am, but the mountains are getting snow.
Wow.
It's about a half hour east of me.
Right.
So.
Like Julianne
Yeah.
and those places.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cold for you, for where you
Oh
are.
yeah. 60 is cold. But they said cover your citrus and your cactus
Right.
tonight.
I know the Bay Area also is getting unusually cold weather
Yeah.
too.
Whatever blew that weather balloon down, I think is what's causing it.
Mhm.
So Barry, I guess I got to see you and get to see you in person in a couple of weeks.
Bonnie's?
Yeah,
Cool. It's fun.
I know. I don't go for the show. I go for the party.
I know. And there she is.
And speak of the devil, there she is.
Mhm.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
She might be. She's.
There she is.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, guys. How is everyone?
Cold.
Hot.
Very comfortable inside. As long as I don't go outside.
It's like 56 in Michigan.
Oh, yeah, it's 56
Oh.
here also.
Wow.
It's a heat wave.
Yeah.
Same here for San Diego. According to my, oh no, it's 52 here according to my computer.
Wow.
Oh, you're kidding. Warmer than Michigan, or even colder than Michigan.
Yeah.
But your backdrop's here.
Yeah, that's sort of a summer flower. But it's pink for Valentine's Day.
But you have the prettiest flowers that you put up.
These are a type of cactus. It's a jungle cactus. And they've hybridized them to have all kinds of colors and variegations. But each flower lasts maybe 2 days. So
It's warm. Very
Yeah.
pretty.
and then it's done for the year. So that'll be about May, June when this one blooms.
Well, two of you had shows. Annette, did you have a show?
Yeah, she was by me.
Oh, I did. I did. Benita.
I think she's
So I was
frozen.
near Oscar.
So
Am I?
let's hear about shows.
Who wants to go first? I will be the last.
I wish I was back at Fort Myers.
Oh,
Yeah. That's a better show. Fort Myers, I did like double what I did at Benita.
Is that
Um,
Anita talking?
She's in a pretty good
Annette- I mean,
spot, but
Annette.
I don't know.
Yeah, she was kind of frozen there.
You hear me? Oh,
You're breaking up.
oh, I'm outside. I wonder if that matters.
I'm
I
outside.
can't hear inside. I can't hear inside because his dad has the TV too loud and he can't hear, so I can't be
Oh,
in there.
that's better when you lean forward.
Oh, okay. So I was kind of by the river in Benita, which was really pretty, sort of right by where the people like come down the steps. So, but a lot of people around me did really well. So I'm assuming, I don't know.
What?
And it seemed like it was lower priced stuff. Like the lady next to me had, glass, and she sold a lot of like little things. It was all these little things, but she was selling a lot of them. So I don't know. I was sold out of all my little things, so all I had was bigger things, and so maybe that's the difference. I don't know. My first time there, so
What kind of little things?
And what kind of prices for little things?
She had it. She does glass and she does a lot of balls and ornaments basically, and that's what she had. And she's in that show all the time, so she have a fun.
I'm never going back.
Oh, come on, you
oh,
should.
and she had glass cutter.
No chance. New committee. Not the same as when Barry Witt ran it. And I've done too many of these shows that it's a slippery slope down. And I was serious about, I wish I was back at Fort Myers. The one thing about Fort Myers is my customers were really intelligent. Or, well, that's funny because if I sold to them, they're intelligent. No, they just all the way around. It was a better, I liked the crowd. I liked how, I have a reassessment of Fort Myers. Like last week when I said, Annette said, "Oh, it was crowded," and I said it wasn't that crowded. But in reality, I like it the way it was. I don't like it too crowded because then I get to talk to people. So actually it was a really good crowd at Fort Myers.
Didn't you say you weren't going to do Fort Myers?
Well, I reassessed that. Listen, after after I did this one, after I did Benita, see, I know what it's like when you get a new director and new committee and they don't know what they're doing. It's not going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good. On the other hand, I had people come into the booth and said, "I really want to buy something, but we haven't gotten our insurance money yet, so who knows?" I'm still not going back. There are other choices.
Did you tell
There's no
him,
other that weekend.
did you tell him you're going to be at Coconut Grove next week?
You just told them.
No, Baron.
Yeah.
The people that want
No, I know, but you just told people. Here's the thing. It doesn't. I was thinking maybe I wasn't going to run. I wasn't going to have enough. If I had a decent show, I wasn't going to have that much work for Coconut Grove. Now I got plenty. So
Hopefully,
it's
Coconut
not my kind
Grove.
of show. I'm looking forward to Coconut Grove.
Only because you go from there back to the garage sale.
That's true. That's true.
Bonnie, don't jinx him.
I have
What?
Hey, he even sent me pictures.
Yeah, not really yet. I'll send more pictures.
Okay,
That was
but
just a quick pic.
I made a post for them. I think I
saw it.
scheduled it, but okay, good.
I saw it, and I got really good response.
Good.
Well, from other artists, but you didn't see it?
Hey,
I mean,
the more response, the better.
yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I have a question about it. Paseo or Paseo? I don't know how you say it. Is that an okay show to do? Paseo?
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad show.
Never
It's
did it.
hot.
It's hot.
Yeah,
And it
I've
seems
done
like
it a
it's
few
kind of
times.
long hours, like 10 to 8. I don't know. It seems kind of long for 3 days.
Ugh.
Yeah, it runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday over Labor Day weekend. The people that put it on are really great to work with because they're all artists.
Just trying
That's a
to
plus.
figure out if I should go.
I can't, you're cutting out.
Okay.
You might try moving closer to wherever your router is. If you're using a Wi-Fi connection, you might try moving closer to where your router is in the house, even and stay outside. That might help a better signal.
Yeah,
Hey, I got a
don't
question
know.
for Bonnie.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a table at the last minute?
Yes, just wave a $5 bill over your head and come find me.
Okay.
And I'll
I
get
got to
you.
tell you, last night, all night, all I was thinking, I was in my sleep, I was devising how my booth was going to look at the garage sale.
Yep. Been there, done that one.
Over and over and over again.
The one show
And I
where
think the best,
you
yeah,
the best what?
it depends on how well I do at Coconut Grove. But if I have like my small pieces, the ones I sent a picture of,
Yep.
I'll have enough that I can leave, I'll have some up, I'll have 5 of them up on a shelf, but I can leave them in the cart, in the containers. I can put 3 containers on that table, give it a kind of a
Great.
mass marketing look. you know,
People
so I
love
could have,
that.
Yeah, and just write made in
know.
Japan, just write made in Japan on the side of the containers.
I will. But
People
made in
love to
China.
dig through. People love to
Oh no,
dig through.
I'm not gonna let them touch it.
Oh,
I'll pick it up and show them. But but that'll be good because then I'll engage, I'll engage with people.
yeah. Good.
I can do you one better, Barry. I
I hope so.
I have a form in Adobe Illustrator that's a 10 by 10 square, and I went in and I started doing layouts in Illustrator and tables, and have rectangles for tables to figure out where everything goes.
Oh Lord.
I did it in my head. I couldn't sleep. I kept rearranging it.
Another reason to do it in Illustrator, so once it's down, you can forget about it.
Well, except that it could change by the time I get there.
Yeah, it depends how much work you've got.
Yeah, how much work I want to do.
Yep.
I'm gonna put up 3 walls and some lights. It should be really quick to set up.
Good.
When is that? In February, right?
It's 2
Not
weeks.
this weekend, but the weekend after.
Ah,
Oh, Saturday after.
Yep. 25th.
I'll do better there in 6 hours than I did at Bonita Springs in 2 days.
Good.
And you know
Good.
what? I like the people. I like the people that come to the garage sale.
Well, they're there to buy.
it sounds.
I know.
It sounds so great. I wish I could do it. There's stock that, it's kind of, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just older and.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I hope it gets good and crazy this year because there's a pent up desire.
Right.
So, Court, I saw that you sent me a message. I've been out and about,
Oh,
but I'm
just
not
something.
ignoring.
It was just something fun.
Okay, I'm not ignoring your message. Just so you
No.
know, I haven't seen.
It's just something fun.
Good. I like fun,
Well, you'll like
and
this.
I'm having a really good day today. Just so that everybody knows.
Oh, good.
It's been a good day.
That's nice to hear.
Oh, it's nice to say. I love steroids.
They love you, apparently.
Yes, they do. Thank goodness. You can take me off them after the garage sale, but let me have them until after the garage sale. So, Oscar, how was your show?
It was, number-wise, I did 1,500. So it's my second worst show down here, but it was good enough for the kind of show that I was expecting. It's a filler. If you're down here, you don't have that many choices. It's that or the one in Howard, and the one in Howard got canceled a section because the wind was too strong.
I can correct that. Some people left on the first day because they had 40-mile-an-hour winds.
I said
people stayed.
One section got closed because of that.
Yeah, but everybody else stayed and they did okay, from what I read.
So it's but I'm happy. I'm not going to tell you it did what I needed to do for me. Just have the weekend busy, so that I would do it again next year if I had no other choice. I guess I would do it. But it's like I was talking to Carla Bank, and she told me that show could be either way. It could be really good or it could be really bad. But it's nothing better to do that weekend, so that's what we go back to do.
Yeah. If you're down there, you might. try something.
You know, I'm beginning to believe that that maybe the hurricanes and not getting the insurance money has had something to do with it. You know, it's different now. The last time there were hurricanes, 10 years ago or 9 years ago, they got their money right away. But the insurance companies are getting worse and worse, and they take your money, but they don't want to put it out. So a lot of those people are having, from what I heard, they haven't gotten their money yet. So
Yeah, I got two artist friends that was next to me, and they didn't get the money yet. And Patrick, as a lawyer, he's going to be suing the insurance company. That'll come around soon because he's getting fed up about it. Because he's been putting all his money to fix a home because I have no choice. But if he doesn't start getting money, he's going to be in the poorhouse. So
awful.
yeah. And I think that had something to do with at least this Bonita. But
yeah,
people said that the January one was really crowded. This one was not crowded.
But it was not, but people still was not buying like crazy. It's going like every single show going like I was expecting to go. No surprises so far.
Listen, this was not a knowledgeable crowd at all. When the first words out of people's mouths are, "Did you do all this?"
But I don't know. I always get that. Did you make this? Did you design it too? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. That seems pretty regular, pretty usual.
And then, what is this?
I think that they might just not have the language on how to ask in the first place.
No,
photographers get asked. You must have a good camera if you took all these pictures.
Okay.
No,
every medium has their ridiculous questions.
Yeah, but there are people that are educated.
Right.
There are people that come into your booth and they're educated, and it's just a different crowd.
How about
there's some shows where they're educated.
Pictures printed at Costco's. I had somebody ask me that once.
Well, the only thing that it was annoying, it was a lot of people was asking me about where to get the metal prints done, and and sometimes they will ask in front of the customer. So just Google metal prints and you will find a lab. But I don't do that for anyone. So
right.
Come into your booth and ask you where you got them printed in front of customers.
Pass that again.
You had photographers that were doing the show.
No, not doing the show.
Come into your booth.
Just people that want to get their own pictures printed on metal.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. And I don't do that.
Right.
Tell them you do it yourself.
So
well,
go
ahead.
No, and Steve has lent me his computer, so I'm looking at so far what I shot so far this season, and I was trying to figure out what was that black dot in there, and then I realized it's a palm tree. Because I've seen just the raw files. I don't do any color correction. I just scroll into the raw files. So,
well, I ended up making a nice sale because somebody, because of insurance money, she actually she lost an earring and was so thrilled that I could replace it, make another one, which I hate doing, but I can. And she was at her car. I said, and I said, oh, I could just take this and bring it in. And she said, oh no, can I look? It's like kind of stupid me. Of course, invite her inside. And she had insurance money from something that was stolen off of her neck, actually. And so she wanted something that was more than her insurance money. And I was thinking, well, I can offer her to pay it out because, you know, with some people, it's just a matter of cash flow. And anyway, she asked me and I said, that's fine. And so it was, you know, it was a great sale. It was like a craft fair. I mean, without, you know, if you add expenses and what you end up with in the end. And so, so that was really nice and a good surprise. And I normally I teach a lot in January and I hadn't at all. So I was kind of very worried about if I was ever going to make a sale again. So, you know, the timing was just very good psychologically. And you never know. But I was thinking I was going to just take the earrings from her at her car rather than having her come in. And she's the one who asked. So just a little lesson for me.
Very good lesson. That's great.
Yeah. And relief.
Yes.
And you know, I don't mind if somebody pays something off. That's fine. It's because she had in her mind she was just going to spend the insurance money. So you know, I'm not doing any shows really until May anyway. I mean, I'm doing the local thing starts up in March.
I used to offer layaway, and it was absolutely wonderful. I never got burned. You know, I could put the charge through every month, or they gave me a check. And I would deposit it every month. It was lovely. And it was so much easier for them.
Right.
And it was kind of a win-win all the way around.
Right. They're basically getting a free loan. And then, you know, you're getting cash flow. It's like a paycheck every month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we both we both felt good about it.
Right. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it's just, you know, some people just don't want to, or, you know, for whatever reason, whatever their personal reasons are, don't want to shell out a large amount of money all at once. So.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Since a lot of people have issues with wall space, I'm looking at doing a box set, and one of the things I'm thinking about doing is making it they pay monthly and I send them a print every month for their box set.
Oh,
good idea.
I like that.
That sounds like fun. Like every month, something to look forward to.
Subscription.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool if you can get it.
So I've got to work out some details, and I need to talk to John Hecker about some more boxes. I think I need to redesign my boxes a little bit. I think they're a little bit too big. I need to do some archive research on how I can some archival materials to line the boxes with to kind of seal them, because I think the wood's a little bit acidic, and different finishes to go inside the box. Or I may just, and then I think I'll include a set of you know, the white cotton gloves.
Oh,
so
yes.
people can handle the prints.
Yeah.
You know, just do some little things like that.
And I think a story also, like, you know, about what's in your mind as far as photographing the pieces. I think that would be really nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do some interleave sheets. You know, some acid-free interleave sheets between the prints. And what I might do is actually print the story on the sheet, on the interleave sheet.
Oh, yes.
But somewhere your name needs to be signed somewhere, like maybe on the bottom of the box, or I don't know what. But
my neighbor has a laser, and I'm thinking about lasering name and like a logo on the front, and then my name and website on the back.
That sounds great.
And then all the prints would be signed.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Now, if you don't end up using the wooden boxes, there's a company called Paper Presentation out of New York, or maybe they're in New Jersey now, and they're meant for invitations, but they have every size box imaginable. And they're like they're kind of a thick, nice box.
Yeah, but are they acid free?
I can't answer. I don't know.
That's the issue. I can get acid free boxes, but they don't look very good.
Well, so it might be worth asking them. So they have some standard colors, and then they have, I don't know, 55 custom colors that you could get. And the box I got is like a number 10 envelope, but they've got 11 by 17. They have, the choices they have are amazing. And for me, my jewelry doesn't fit into regular jewelry size boxes, but these are sturdier, and I line mine with like a 5mm felt. And I know that wouldn't work. I mean, you're looking for acid free, but I can give you the name, and then you can contact them. Their customer service is really good.
Yeah, drop me an email with their URL, and I'll take a look. I really want something that it needs to be a furniture piece, because I want these to sit out, and that's why I had John do the boxes.
Yeah, his boxes that slide. I think that's a really nice and elegant way to open it.
Yeah, that's the way these are.
Yeah, I'm almost through all of his boxes, but it's been a long time. And it's kind of when most of the time when I sell a bracelet, I usually have to modify the size. So, I'd mail it in the box, and they'd always say, oh, nice box. And packaging, is important.
Basically, my boxes are an 11 by 14 version of what he made for you.
Right. Okay. That's pretty big too, but they have to be that size for you.
Yeah. So.
Okay, this is one of the things I miss, is all the figuring out of the presentation and the ways you can do your things differently than everyone else.
And Bonnie, by the way, you're the one who said contact John Hecker. I didn't know him. And
that's right.
Yeah, I contacted him, and what was really great is I didn't have to, like, I gave him the general parameters of what I wanted, but I love when, you're working with somebody and they do their job. They're the expert at what they do. And he looked at my website, and he made things that just, I didn't have to do anything except for, give him some sizes. But it was so great. I didn't design the box. He did. And I love that.
And they were so perfect for your work.
Yeah.
Just perfect.
The problem I'm having right now is I got them unfinished from John, and I've got to figure out a way what the best finish to put on them is. All right, Greg, you have to get down.
Clear varnish that doesn't yellow with age.
I don't want them wood colored. I want them
black.
Not almost like a black lacquer, or I want to show the wood grain.
So why don't you do what I've done before? I made a bench, and I actually took black paint, and I would paint it on, but then I'd take a paper towel and rub it, and it's sort of like a stain. So you do see the grain of the wood, but it's actually black though, and I think it looks pretty good too. Maybe something like that, depending on what color you want.
Yeah, I need something that's going to I definitely want to put something that's a little bit waterproof on it, so if somebody sets a glass or something on it, they don't ruin it.
Pop in.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe you could do, some whatever color you want like that, and then maybe a varnish over that.
I sent you back your statement, 96 characters.
I'll probably do
Larry,
a clear polyurethane.
I'm sorry, Court, can you repeat what you said?
I'll probably do a clear water-based polyurethane.
Mhm. What kind of
It's
wood
easy
is
to-
it?
It's a cabinet grade plywood. It's a Baltic. I don't know. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's Baltic birch. Same thing
Right,
it's
oh.
made out of.
Right. I actually
All
just
right.
bought some of that for
Let's
my
see.
displays. So,
And you can see some of the plywood edges, and
yeah.
I may treat the edges differently. I may paint the edges a solid color.
Mhm.
But I really like the lines, you know,
Yeah.
the thin lines in that Baltic birch plywood. So I may do something to accent them.
Mhm. Right. Hmm.
He could not get the design, the original design that I had, he could not get to work.
What was that?
It had hidden hinges,
Oh.
and it opened up kind of clamshell like. As you looked at the box, it opened up to the sides.
Sounds complicated.
If he can't MacGyver it, it can't be done.
Yeah, the hinges were a problem. He couldn't get the hinges to work right and fit right. So, and I did a little
Yeah.
more research after he played with it, and I found that the problem with these particular hinges are the size varies, and they have to
Oh.
fit tight in the hole. And because the size of the hinge varies from one batch to another, it's really difficult. You have to buy a whole bunch of different drill bits to get them to fit right.
Hmm.
Or buy
Oh.
a whole bunch of hinges at the same time.
Yeah. But they're a hidden barrel, called a barrel hinge. So but now there's no hinges, and they look nice. They slide apart. The side slides out. And they look nice.
I love the sliding. It's the reveal looks great.
I did I have a bunch of, when they cut my foam core down for my prints, I usually wind up a lot of times with some 10-inch wide and 8-inch wide strips. And I use an archival foam core for the backing on all my stuff that's framed, well, on everything. And so I made like 4 or 5 prototypes that open different ways and, you know, different things out of them.
It's a good way to do it.
It was kind of fun to build them and, you know, see and figure it out. I may sit down and do it again based on, you know, boxes that slide open as opposed to hinge open, and try some different designs again. So I want them to be a little bit unique. The other problem is I would really like to do it. The paper I print on right now is kind of like a cardstock, and in 11x14 it would probably work, but they make an even heavier paper, and I don't know if it would go through my printer or not, but nobody carries it. It's all special order, and it's all expensive. And I would have to cut it down.
You know, I have use for some boxes too.
Pardon?
I would like to sell my teapots in boxes.
Mm.
Because
That's
that's how in Japan, that's how
Yes.
in Japan and China, you buy a piece of pottery, it comes in a wood box.
Yeah. I'm
And
sure
I have
John
done
could,
that before.
Ups
I'm sure
the
John could
perceived
make that.
value.
Yeah, and that would be the other thing, you know.
I'm sure
It
he
would
could
be
make
more
like
legitimate.
a simple box, you know, with a door that slides, and I could picture it.
Yeah, the slide thing is, yeah. Well, I'm going to see him, right, Bonnie?
Yep. Talk to him at the
Hey,
garage
is
sale.
Jill Tortorelli going to be?
Is who?
Jill Tortorelli.
Yes.
Can you see this, Barry? These are the
Yeah, I
boxes.
do.
This is the top.
Yeah, that's exact.
There's
Yeah,
a
it's great.
little lip here.
Yeah, and it
And
slides
then
out.
This side, not the whole side, but it slides open like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it looks like from the end. When it's closed, it does that.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll show you
that is
mine.
really nice. I don't really need that. I just would want the top.
So
You know,
here's mine.
yeah.
And hers is real similar.
And
then
I
you've
like
got-
how I like what he did here. Like this is kind of a stain that's kind of a charcoal-ish gray, where I like that he left the plywood showing. So, and then there's foam
you've
core
got-
in there, which I cover.
Yeah, and it's a
So
nice, it's nice Baltic birch plywood, and you've got the nice plywood edges here that are kind of interesting with the lines. And he's got some different plywoods and woods he uses.
Very
Yeah,
easy working with him too. Really easy.
I just want it to be raw in a cheap wood.
Ask him.
No, I'm planning on it.
Come down, great.
good.
But he won't do anything too cheap. Like he's not going to do anything junky, and you don't
No,
want that
no.
anyway.
No, I didn't say. Yeah, right. Well, no. Here's why I mentioned that, because Allison, your boxes are nice. They're polished. They're sanded. I don't particularly need that
Right.
because the Japanese boxes aren't that they aren't that great. I mean, they're well made, but they're not they're not polished like that. They're not finished
Right.
that way.
He did mine are unfinished.
Yeah, that's what like the way yours is.
Can I see yours
just
again?
wanna-
Her-
That's what I want.
And he even cut the foam core for me because I just am not good at that. And then I covered the foam core with fabric.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really big. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
that slides.
This side,
Oh, yeah. Nice.
and this is what it looks like from the end.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It doesn't.
All I need is a box with the top that slides open, so you can put the
Yeah.
pod in there or pull
Right.
it out.
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's basically what Allison's is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it would be this same box, except on one side, you just would, it would just be a little bit shorter here, and you'd have the box that slides in,
And
or the
taller.
lid slides in.
But yeah, I have 3 sizes, and it's kind of so one size fits all. So
Barry,
Yeah. And
that
he
was
just,
so cool. Oh, I would love to see that.
classy.
Yeah.
We love classy. At least
You
this group
bet.
does.
well, the Chinese ones seem to be real like a heavy cardboard, and then they wrap it with fabric.
right. That's right.
Yeah, they're all
Have a
different.
little bone. I don't know what you call it. Not a latch, but it slips into
Like a knot. It slips
Yeah.
into like a knot. Yeah. Well, this is going to be a
they just
Michigan.
write on those with the marker pen because it's like, what? You like the box? What kind of idiot are you? It's just a box. But they're neat boxes. And a lot of times they'll be padded inside too.
I've gotten like gifts of chopsticks in boxes like that. They are nice.
Like I got little stone figurines that way a couple of times,
Mhm.
or the stamps, the name stamps.
Uh-huh.
But,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just write, numbers
It's-
on the
it-
thing. Or
That's right. It's funny. I could sign the box along with the piece.
There you go.
When you buy a Soji
it's-
Hamada piece, that's how it comes, and it has his stamp on the side.
but
Or any of
what's
the
fun,
Japanese man.
Well, you can buy the little laser engravers, or you can get them for under $200 now, the cheap ones. So you could just really easy laser engrave your name, somewhere on the box.
I was going to use magic marker.
Yeah, the Japanese use pen and brush and do calligraphy there. They don't laser it.
I'd have to farm that
Bye,
out.
Oscar.
Oscar?
The problem with if you use some kind of marker on the wood, it's gonna spread.
Oh, well, we don't want that.
Yeah.
You could
Ruin
burn
the
it and
box.
you could burn it into the wood too.
Yeah.
You could use you could
Ooh.
get a wood
Make a
burning
stamp.
pencil and burn your name in.
We'll make
Oh,
a
that would
stamp
be
and then heat the stamp
Yeah.
and burn it in.
That'd be cool.
BB. Just
But
BB.
anything you can do to, I swear I will buy things for the packaging. It just ups the game. I don't know. Yeah. Court, I need more pictures. Yo, Court, I need
My
more
logo's
pictures.
a little bit interesting, so I might just burn my logo big on the top.
Court,
Yeah.
I need more pictures from you.
Okay. I will send them to you this
Okay.
afternoon.
Thank you.
I've been thinking about it, but I have to dig them out. I want to send you stuff I'm actually going to have there, so I have to dig it out.
Hey,
You have to dig deeper.
hey Bonnie,
Yes.
you want me to post the pictures or send them to you?
You can put them in Messenger or whatever. I can grab them from most anywhere. Whatever is
No, I'm
easiest
saying
for you.
well, it's easier just to put it right on the web on the the Facebook site.
Well, okay, you can put it on the artist group and I can grab it from there. But you can't post it on the garage sale page because we have too many spammers. So I had to close that down. I mean, I had to close it down.
When
from
did you
other
do that?
people.
When did you do
Pardon?
that? Because I did mine, but just yesterday.
Well, wherever they were, I was able to grab them.
Oh, okay.
So, oh yeah, we had one very industrious woman go on the event page and say that she was the person running the show. She had plenty of openings, but she was the only one that could take the money.
Oh, sure.
So
Unbelievable.
And so you had to contact her through this link to pay for your booth. But luckily
Great.
I found it about 9 hours later. Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Plus-
that's ridiculous because everybody knows you.
I was just gonna say
Come
that.
on.
Everyone, yeah.
Well, one of the big scams now is people will post rentals, like houses
Yes.
for rent, and somebody will go get all the information and write up a fake lease and lease it. And then the people show up and they have no keys. They have spent the money, on the deposit in the first month's rent. And, they gave it to somebody that's not the landlord.
Oh, that's really awful.
That's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Very cruel.
yep.
I don't think I stand a very good chance, but I'm going to, I've got to work on coming up with a long-term project that I'm applying for a 3-year residency in Tulsa.
Ah,
Excellent. And what's the residency?
You get a yearly stipend. They give you studio space. They give you housing allowance. It's called the Tulsa Fellowship. It's gotten some bad publicity lately, so I'm kind of torn about whether I want to apply or not.
what kind of like what's going on?
Well, it's located in the Greenwood district, and that area is becoming gentrified, and that's an issue with a lot of people. Does everybody know when I say the Greenwood district in Tulsa, does everybody know what I'm talking about? Black Wall Street.
No.
In the early 20s, there was a gentleman who wrote an elevator in a drugstore, and African-American gentleman supposedly made an inappropriate comment to the white elevator operator. The man was later arrested. And as a side note, when Tulsa Mayfest was downtown before they moved it to the Arts District, my booth was usually very near or in front of this building. Man was arrested. There were gangs or posses formed, and went back and forth for a couple days. And finally, Tulsa had a very prosperous African-American community, and there was a street they called Black Wall Street, an area they called Black Wall Street. And the Greenwood district was this African-American, very prosperous African-American community within Tulsa, and the whites formed a posse and burned most of it to the ground, killed several hundred people. And it has not been until the last 5 years that Tulsa has actually admitted what happened. Nobody knows how many people were killed. It went from being called the Tulsa Race Riots to it's now called the Tulsa Massacre.
And there's a museum dedicated to the Greenwood neighborhood, which has, like, if you want to go to that museum, you actually have to make an appointment because the security is really tight.
There are very few buildings left standing in that area, and it's becoming gentrified, and they came in, and it's just kind of a bad scene all around. I haven't seen that they've actually released any information on them, but they used some ground penetrating radar and some other methods to look for mass graves in the area. So they literally, there was evidently 1 or 2 people, white people, that knew how to fly, and they were dropping flaming balls of tar from airplanes on roofs of the buildings there.
Wow.
The National Guard was called in, and of course the National Guard at that time was all white. And so the National Guard, nobody stopped anybody, and nobody was ever held accountable, and so. But yeah, if you want some history, Google the Tulsa Massacre. And the other thing that's really sad is there are people that grew up in Tulsa that are my age and definitely younger, never heard about it. It was never taught in schools.
Listen, Detroit had the same similar thing. They had the neighborhood was called the Black Bottom, and it was black lawyers and musicians and doctors, and it was a thriving community. And I was a kid when this happened. I didn't know anything about it. They put in an expressway, right? And took it and destroyed it all. Just shut it all down, destroyed it.
Right.
I-375, and and without knowing, I-375 was great because you could get to the other side of town faster. So just recently, they've decided to tear it down. They might have already started, and they're gonna try and revitalize that area in the way it was before. But it's amazing that these things happen, and it happens all over.
It's that actually, Barry,
Till,
that was pretty common when they started
Yeah.
building the interstates, is taking that. But this was
Did
like
they
in the,
call, quick court, did they call that redlining or something when they would build a highway through a place?
no, redlining was when they basically outlined districts and the banks would loan or not
Oh,
loan.
that's right. That's right.
Um,
But yeah, the Greenwood thing was different than the highway situation. That's
yeah,
for sure.
but a similar kind of idea.
and I guess around that time, I think this was in around 1921 sticks in my mind. But around that time, the same thing happened in some other communities that had prosperous, African American communities. They were, basically that part of town was burned down. Nothing, I don't think, as large as Tulsa, but it did happen other places around that same, same few years. But anyway, these studios are in that area. There's been some issues where they claim that the artists have kind of been censored when they start talking about it, and some other issues. One artist was doing a performance piece about the family and the gentleman that the gentleman that started the foundation and funds the foundation, and was talking about his history kind of tongue in cheek, and they literally stopped him in the middle of the performance.
Wow.
Google
so who is funding?
It's the same family, and I can't remember the name. Well, maybe I can tell you. Hang on a second. It's the Tulsa Artist Fellowship. George Kaiser Family Foundation.
Oh, okay. And it's a different Kaiser, but that's a big name, I think, in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he was, as all things big money in Oklahoma was, into oil, and then in the 90s he bought a big bank in Oklahoma. So, the Arts District in Tulsa is very nice. It's on the edge of Greenwood. But they came back in, and the minor league ball stadium is in Greenwood. So they've done these things that make it difficult for African Americans to come back in and rebuild and do things there. But part of the fellowship is you have to have a long-term project that with community engagement and all sorts of other things, and that's kind of the piece that I'm working on right now.
Well, good luck with it.
Court, I sent you a link to that what is it called? Is it Mid-America Artist Alliance? That's the organization that Chris Dahlquist works with. And
I think Chris actually started that. I think Chris is one of the founders.
Maybe. Anyway, I get their emails every month, and there's all kinds of artist residencies that they list there, even if they're not affiliated with that organization.
Yeah. So, but I just thought this was interesting because all the other residencies I look at are, at most a year, most of them are a few months. And this one's 3 years, and it has a substantial stipend that goes with it, and they also give you additional money to cover your housing.
Can you take Mr. Gray?
Oh, I could probably take Mr. Gray. Depends on where I live. I don't think they probably wouldn't let him in the studio, but
And Linda?
I'm only 2 hours. Tulsa's only 2 hours from where we live.
Oh, nice.
And let's see. Each receive a total of 150,000 over 3 years.
Hmm.
So that's you get a housing stipend and studio assistant stipend and relocation stipend and health stipend for health insurance. So
sign me up.
The idea is to get artists to relocate to Tulsa, and hopefully stay there. And some of the artists that I was reading about have done that. And the complaints the complaints basically were that there was censorship and they didn't one artist was attacked and they didn't do anything about it. And then
attacked, do you mean just on the street or what?
Coming out of the studio.
Attacked by who?
4 juveniles.
So isn't that like something for the police to handle?
Well, the woman was African American. The kids were African American. They had a toy gun, and she intentionally didn't want to call the police because she knew if the police showed up, some of the kids might end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she used her best black auntie voice and, started getting all over them. And, it started out verbally, and then a couple of the kids threw rocks at her, and then they ran off.
Oh, boy. What's the cost of living there? Like, what's a 1-bedroom apartment? Do you have any idea?
I haven't looked. It's probably real similar to here. So.
Well, what is it where you are then?
The cost of living here is not cheap, but it's probably below the national average. I haven't looked at apartments in a long time, so I really don't know what an apartment costs here.
Well, right now here it's about $2,300 a month for 1 bedroom, not including parking.
So it's probably half that here. My parents lived in moved from Kansas City to Los Angeles, and I always figured that housing there was about double what it is here.
Yeah,
or triple. I mean, the 1-bedroom apartment that I lived in Oakland, they're now getting $3,800 for. It's 450 square feet. Yep. And they've turned it into a 2-bedroom somehow.
Yikes.
Yeah. Although here rentals are really expensive too. So
yeah, there was a major company that was based in Los Angeles, and they decided to move to Kansas City, and all the people were complaining, and why do we want to go live in Kansas City? It's dull, it's boring, there's nothing to do there. We live in Los Angeles, blah, 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 blah. And then the people started going and realizing that they could sell their little 2-bedroom bungalow in LA and buy a, 6-bedroom, 5-bath, house that was 4 or 5 times, what they had in LA, and furnish half of it, and then all of a sudden people couldn't get to Kansas City fast enough.
Well, I am not a football fiend. I mean, I'm not big on football, but boy, do I love Kansas City right now. I'm a huge fan of Patrick Mahomes.
The Chiefs have been pretty classy the last few years.
They've been what?
Had a lot of class.
Yes. I started watching him.
A lot of that comes from the city.
Good.
I like Jalen Hurts.
Yes. He's wild.
He's going to
But
be
for
really good. He already is really good, but
Yeah.
And then the two brothers that played.
the Kelsey brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good story.
Yeah. It was a good game, hard fought. And I don't even like football.
I didn't watch it. I rarely watch it. We used to go many years ago when the Chiefs were horrible. My wife's cousin had season tickets, and we would go, 2 or 3 games a year because nobody else wanted to go with them. And once the Chiefs started winning, then everybody wanted to go with them to the football game, and we didn't go anymore.
So Bonnie, next year it's going to be the Lions.
I hope so.
I'm not allowed to die until they win the Super Bowl.
Good luck.
Of course, I can't afford to live anywhere.
You'll live to be 200 years old.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And did you know? Do you know who George Toma is? He's been the groundskeeper for all the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He was the groundskeeper in Kansas City. Long since retired. He's 94 years old. He retired quite a while ago, but he was the groundskeeper in Kansas City.
That's cool.
He actually starred in an ad for, I forget, I don't know if it was Pepsi or something else, and it showed him painting the end zone, and he had left the eye out of Chiefs.
Love it.
I think it might have been a Pepsi commercial. Maybe not, but it was a commercial from years ago.
Well, there's a new push to have Kansas City change the name.
I'm not sure if the name is as offensive as the chant and the tomahawk chop.
Yeah.
I don't think the name is offensive at all. But I like the chefs. That's a good idea. It's Kansas City Chefs. Their motto could be, "We're cooking." Or, "We're cooking with gas."
Yeah, they could have their own TV show on the Food Network.
No, it can't use gas anymore. Got electricity.
That's only temporary insanity.
We're cooking with induction, they could say.
I'm getting ready I haven't been up there in a while, so I really need to head up there. Maybe I'll stop on the way back through and get barbecue. I haven't had good barbecue in a long time. And there's actually cuts of ribs that they serve in Kansas City that I don't know they don't serve in Wichita, even this close. It's a different cut of pork ribs that they don't do down here. And I haven't done the research to see if it is just a Kansas City thing or if it is, just more of a regional thing.
So different than a St. Louis cut? That's what they sell here.
In Kansas City, you can order a slab of ribs or you can order a short end or a long end.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
No, yeah. Detroit's like that too.
And the short end, if you look at a ribs, some are longer, they go up in size. The short end is typically costs more because it has more meat on it. But down here, in Wichita, they don't do short ends and long ends. You just get ribs. And a lot of places don't even sell, sell whole slabs.
Oh,
here I think it's either pretty much the whole slab or what they call St. Louis cut, which has been trimmed. They've taken out the sternum and I don't know, squared it up somehow.
Yuck.
Yeah, I
like Court's version.
That's probably closer to what they serve here, but the short ends I tell you, there's a little piece of meat on the end of the short end that's kind of like if you ever had actual real burnt in briskets.
Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of like it's a pork version of burnt ends. And I actually found a barbecue restaurant in just off US 36 in Hannibal, Missouri. It's next to a gas station convenience store there. And they have pork burnt ends, and it's that part of the rib.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't realize what it was when I got it, but I thought, well, I'll try it. Yeah, it was wonderful.
You know, now I
Okay,
want ribs
all-
tonight.
All are making me hungry, and my rib place isn't open till Thursday. So, okay, I gotta go. I've got some lab tests to go look at. So
All
this
right.
was wonderful.
Good
Have a
seeing
great
you.
week. Okay, take care.
Goodbye, Bonnie.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
See you, Bonnie.
I'm actually going to go to, good to see everyone.
Yeah, we're all gonna go, I guess.
Okay. Have a nice Valentine's Day.
All right. Bye.
See
Mr.
ya.
Gray says goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.